Speaking of clean and green technologies, look who strolled into the studio.
Another blonde.
The mad scientist from the mad scientist from
Deep
from
in the
Origin
basement.
Oil.
Yeah.
Can I just say that right from Back to the Future,
It's the mad professor.
Nick Eckelberry, co-founder by the way of Origin Oil and originoil.com, OIL. Riggs Eckelberry, of course, is usually with us. Riggs, are you with? Riggs is somewhere, I'm pretty sure, vacationing while you're here in studio, Nick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Nicholas does all the work.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not such a bad thing for you. Hey, listen, we talked about this on the air yesterday. On this show, I was able to talk about it on a couple of major news shows yesterday on MSNBC and Fox Business, and that is the fact that you are launching your permanent technology showcase at the model fish farm in the Salton Sea. Pretty big stuff. And what's the latest news out there, Nicholas? Talk to us about what's going on.
Well, I've been out there pretty much all last week, prepping and setting up. We're going to be showcasing 3 technologies. So the primary one being the algae harvester, which we've now ramped up to 30 gallons a minute or 120.
Is there a home version of this?
There
in the
is,
works?
yeah. We're going to have a home
Algae
version.
harvester.
Yes.
Isn't the Salton Sea pretty freaking dirty?
Well, we're not in the Salton Sea.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, you're out that way. I just heard Salton Sea.
No. What there is there's a wonderful fish farm that was started by Rocky French about 20 years ago, and he's managed to make algae. He's using algae to feed his tilapia. So you got these huge
Great
ponds, and his ideas are great. The problem is he wants to harvest the algae so he can feed it to more fish.
Right.
So what we're really showcasing there is this new kind of way of looking at algae as a feed source to lower cost.
And the good news is now, in the algae part of this thing is the extraction side of it, right?
Well, that's the problem. They have all this algae, it grows like crazy, and they can't get it out of the water. So now we're going to take it out of the water. He'll be able to dry it and pelletize it, mix it in with some other protein sources and whatever, and suddenly lower his cost.
Ham, cheese.
Cheese.
Tasty, things like that. Fish like that.
No.
Okay.
Not
Well,
ham,
look,
not
we're-
cheese.
But he makes it into pellets, you're saying.
Yeah.
And that goes another process?
No, but what they do is, what's happened is they buy feed right now. Giving an idea, feed used to be $6, $7 a bag, whatever a bag is, and now it's $50 a bag in the past year. So this is strangling fish farming all over the world. This is a global problem. And fish is a huge source of protein for billions of people. So with these escalating feed costs, we're coming with the algae harvester as a solution to the feed problem. And as you say, they can't get it out of the water.
Right.
We're the only ones who can.
Can you get it into the water? Is that easy to make?
Yes, it's very easy to make.
Be in the pool.
Be in the pool, a lot of sunlight, you're good to go.
So let me bring Riggs in on this. Riggs, of course, CEO of Origin Oil, and let me just do a quick recap here. You guys are the developer of the electro water separation, which is a patented technology. You call it EWSI. High speed, chemical free, very very quick process to clean up large quantities of water. And the good news is you've been able to clean up not only petroleum but algae. You've been able to extract petroleum, extract algae, and of course ammonia, which is something we'll talk about at the bottom of the hour. But Riggs, I want to bring you in on this a little bit with respect to the testing. I know we're going to have a camera crew out there with you guys to document this, but what's the big takeaway for you as a company, Riggs, and what's the takeaway for investors watching this and potential business partners watching this?
Well, first of all, Sully, there's a great clip that I sent to you guys, again, exclusively. You should have it.
There it is. Yeah, and my TV audience is looking at it right now, and our radio audience. We'll put this up on the new Big Biz Show website, where we'll be able to feature, video clips of today's show. So that'll be up there today on BigBizShow.com. But yeah, what we're watching here is Nick standing out in front of a body of water. In fact, why don't you guys explain what we're seeing here?
Well, this is the tilapia farm close to the Salton Sea. This is one of their smaller ponds where they mature fish, and this water is absolutely filthy. I mean, this is just about as disgusting as it gets. It's loaded with ammonia, and here I am at the end of the process,
Drinking it.
and I'm still alive.
And that looks clean.
And
That
you're
really
here
does look clean and clear. And
Yeah. No,
Riggs, so to as we're looking at this, what is the takeaway for the company? What's the best thing that can happen for you here? Is this a truly proof of concept? Because I think you have proof of concept already. Do you not?
Well, not only proof of concept, Sully. We've actually scaled up this technology. The machinery that will be on display on the 18th that Nicholas and Andrew and the other guys have been working so hard on will be operating at a high rate of speed, both to clean out the ammonia, kill the bacteria in the ponds, and then harvest the algae that's separately used as fish feed. And it's, the fish farming industry, as you know, is growing like topsy, but they don't know how to control the environmental issues, the toxic issues. They get huge viral outbreaks that decimate. Right now, the East Asian fish business has lost at least $1 billion just to one virus. And so this is a solution, no chemicals, very low energy. It really uses more of a resonance type principle to pull out the ammonia, et cetera. And this now, the industry, the aquaculture industry, is so excited. In fact, our global salesperson, who's now in Europe, arrives at Hamburg at this show. And she's surrounded by all these PhD students and so forth who've been following us like crazy. It turns out that we have quite a fan following in Europe. And these people know our stuff by heart because it's so exciting and different.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna talk about that too. Riggs Eckelberry with us, Nick Eckelberry with us, the boys from Origin Oil. We'll talk about what's next at 35 past the hour. It's the Big Biz Show. Riggs Eckelberry is with us today, remote, on telephone, of course, in studio. Nick Eckelberry, co-founder and chief inventor and chief technology officer. Riggs Eckelberry, of course, CEO. Guys, so what's the deal with respect to the argument between me and you guys is always what's going to be bigger, aquaculture or oil? And Riggs beats his chest and says oil and gas. Nick beats his chest and says oil and gas. But every time you guys are doing tests, it's about aquaculture. Are you guys doing an end around on me here?
No.
That's a very good point. As I've said again and again, oil and gas is by far the larger business.
Yeah.
But it's also very high scale, and so people have to crank up. We have two major deals going on right now. Our first licensee, Pace, is in the Monterey Formation, and they are, within 30, 45 days of launching their major machine using our technology. Also in Delta, Colorado, our first paper barrel deal. Again, major scale. We have lots of resources behind it, but it takes time. And so, meanwhile, aquaculture can start smaller. Small is beautiful. And it can be implemented at a very low capital level by the fish farmers. A lot of these farms are not operating on very high capital, especially these days with the high cost of feed. So it's just natural that all this, low-hanging fruit is getting the attention. But let me tell you that the oil and gas stuff is exciting. But this is a constant problem, Sully, as you can guess, is how to maintain focus in the organization.
Well, I think let me tell you, I can see how on a management basis you would think that, and I know it is for you. For us as investors and us watching, it's exciting. I mean, I think it's a positive.
It's a positive, and furthermore, we've now put in place some very competent product managers for each product line. And they own it, and they're excited, and I want to bring them down to the show.
That'd be great.
One by one. They're really great guys, and they're actually smarter than we are, Nicholas and me, put together.
Nobody is smarter than you two guys are.
Remember that.
Come on now.
Go.
Yeah, the other point, Riggs, I wanted to make too is that what we're learning in the aquaculture and ammonia space, we actually translates into the oil and gas. So the synergistic IP is all a cohesive package.
Yeah.
So every time we learn something, that didn't work or that did work, we can translate it to the major markets of oil and gas, because we want to come out humming on oil and gas with a perfect product.
Well, I can tell you this, that we're very excited to going to be a part of this out there, and we're heading out next. I think, when are you heading out, Chris? Janikis and Matovich and Kamatoy and the whole group heading out next
Big
Tuesday.
tilapia fish fry
Going out there
right
to do
there.
heading out there to document, and we're going to put it'll be a half-hour special on aquaculture for Biz Television Network, TiVo worldwide, as well as Time Warner Cable, and then of course and then following that we'll do another one on the oil and gas space. So pardon me for the interruption there. We lost power here at the studio, but we got it back here. But at the end of the day, so as I was completing that thought with Riggs and with Nick, he's telling me Riggs Eckelberry dropped out of the house. We still have Nick here. But what I was saying at the very end here, we're going to do the aquaculture deal first, then we'll do the oil and gas deal second. But at the end of the day, very exciting. OOIL is stock symbol. OriginOil.com, of course, is the website. And for our radio audience, because our TV audience is dark for this second, for radio audience, do us a favor, send some email over here to me, and I'll get you the information that you need. Nick, thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you coming in. In spite of the fact that we lost power at the end, but we got all the good stuff in time, though.
We got the good stuff in.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.